나가.
What's your name?
My name is Missy.
Felix.
My name is Lorenzo Renojo.
Rick.
Travis.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Bay Area.
What car do you drive?
I drive a Nissan 240 SX.
I drive this 1991 Nissan 240 SX.
I drive the Nissan 240 SX 1995. Sankey!
Drive a 1987 Toyota Corolla GTS, otherwise known in the drifting community as the AE86.
I drive a 95 240 SX S14.
Why did you choose that car over any other car?
I don't know, I just like the style of the car. I like the way it looks. I mean, it's so buildable, you know? It's like you can do so much to it. Like, it's almost unlimited to what you can do to it, you know?
What got you into the car scene?
So my brothers basically got me into the car scene. They were into like the import drag racing scene from like mid 90s to late 90s. And then when it was time to get my license, I wanted to get into cars, but I wanted to drive differently from how they were, so I chose to do drifting.
I seen it around me, but I never paid attention to it. And then one day someone took me to one of the Sonoma Wednesday night drift events, and I was like, there was this girl, her name was Barbie Bitch, and she was one of the only chicks that was driving, and I was like, I can do that, I'm gonna do that, like, I wanna do it. And so I did.
Pretty much when I got my first car, I made a lot of friends pretty much with the same 240s. Also Tokyo Drift kind of wanted me to get out there, start doing it. Otherwise, all the videos, the old option videos, like old 2000 videos, pretty much got me there.
My friend, he actually got me into the car scene whenever I moved back from Texas. Told me to get a Miata, so got one and fell in love with modifying cars.
To be honest, it was playing Gran Turismo 2 on my buddy's like PS1. It was like one of those PlayStation. It was the OG PlayStation Portable with the flip screen and everything.
How much influence do you think the Japanese culture has had on our drifting culture?
Japanese drifting, a lot of people nowadays really want to get back to grassroots. There's always the pretty much battle now when like Naoki came out here and Aquino, I forgot how to say his last name, but with the R32 from Abu Moon. There's the battle either between FD, which is more of like the state sport. Otherwise, it's grassroots, either streeting and doing like some tracks.
Basically, all my influences out of Japan car culture. I don't really follow any of the like American series as far as like NASCAR or anything like that. I mean, I respect it, and I know that any kind of type of motorsport discipline takes a lot of dedication and hard work. But for me, since I grew up with my brothers being into imports and that kind of stuff, I really didn't embrace any other aspect of automotive other than like the Japan car culture, which is basically, you know, building little four bangers.
Do you consider drifting a sport?
Yeah, I mean, there's competition in it, and I think anything really with competition could be a sport.
Mainstream sport, it's definitely not a mainstream sport. And so with drifting, it's kind of like figure skating, where it's like people judge you and it's not really who goes first or whatever, so it's subjective and it's hard. So the judging aspect, I think, is what throws everyone off on it. I mean, it's definitely exciting to watch, but as far as like being considered a professional sport, it'd be hard because with professional sports, there's like a clear-cut winner usually, right? And the judging is really like style, and then, you know, it's really hard to judge stuff like that with that kind of aspects. Yeah.
I think drifting's a sport. Of course, there's a professional Formula D, Pro 1, Pro 2, and then Pro Am series. But pretty much with any sport, you need to put a lot of practice into it. You have to have the right mindset going into it. So when it comes to drifting, you have to kind of be in the zone where you want to either try something new, practice something over and over again, pretty much until you get it perfected.
Have you ever entered into a drift event?
I've only gone to 3 events where I've participated, non-competition or anything. It's just go, drive, get seat time, practice, whatever.
Yeah, I've entered about 12 or 13 drift events so far.
Ooh, when I first started driving, I actually was keeping, because I was only driving at Sonoma, and every time they give you like a little wristband, and I was writing the dates and what event that was for me. I haven't done like a Sonoma event in a while, and then after that I've only been doing Thunder Hill, so I want to say maybe only 15, 16 times.
I started drifting in 2003, and I've been to events probably like more than I can even remember. When I was competing professionally in Pro-Am, I did close to like 8 events a year, including practices. A lot. Like I want to, in my career ever since driving, it's probably more than like 50 events.
Personally, I've never been to a track. Trying to get to out 1-to-1 in 2018, but I've always kept it street. Back in Japan, it's always a lot of toge. There's a lot of people going in the middle of the night, and that's something I've always been chasing. It's a little bit more exciting because you don't know if you're gonna get caught. You don't know what's gonna happen, and you're just stuck out there on the road.
Do you think California is supportive of the drifting community?
California is not supportive with motorsports at all. California is like super strict on cars as far as like modifying them. We have the strictest smog laws in like all of the United States, and it's hard for enthusiasts to do anything to your car without fear of getting pulled over or fear of getting your car like crushed.
California, they've been cracking down on it a lot recently. There's a lot of cars getting impounded, but otherwise they've been making their regulations for tracks like a little bit better. And the only thing that if you get caught on the street, you either get a 50-50 where they'll let you go, they just tell you not to come back again, or it could be on the harsher end where they just impound your car and you get a stay ref and everything like that.
What do you consider the ratio of female to male drifters?
Well, every time I'm out there, there's at least maybe like 30 cars out there, and there's maybe me and one other girl out there.
A sea of dicks.
I'd say maybe like 30% female drifters, 70% male drifters. There's actually a lot of people like Leah Pritchard, I forgot to say her last name, but she's in the Hoonigans with that C33. But yeah, a lot of people are coming out now. Actually, I have a lot of good friends that are female drifters.
It's pretty low. So when I used to compete in Pro-Am, there was like no female competitors here up in NorCal. And then when I went to Southern California, there were significantly more. I want to say maybe like a handful, maybe like 4 or 5.
There's not too many females in drifting, but it's slowly progressing and growing. There's a lot of female drifters out there that are bringing up the par of female drifting.
Describe your car in one word.
Broken.
Trooper.
Pain.
Missile, just because of how beat it up it is.
Bitches.
Why bitches?
Because you don't get any with these cars.